Madam President, it's with a heavy heart that I rise this evening to honor the life and service of U.S. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Brandon Garabrant. Brandon was a native of Greenfield, New Hampshire, who sadly was killed in action on Friday in Afghanistan. Lance Corporal Garabrant was serving his first tour overseas after completing basic training at Camp Lejeune last year. In the days since we learned that Brandon made the ultimate sacrifice for his country, we've been touched by the selfless devotion with which he lived his life and which defined him as a citizen and a Marine. His dedication to our country was so focused that he completed his basic training at Camp Lejeune just one day before he graduated from Conval Regional High School. Brandon also served throughout his high school years as a volunteer firefighter with the Temple Volunteer Fire Department. And although he was just 19 when he deployed to Afghanistan, Brandon faced the enormous task of defending our nation with unshakable conviction. Brandon's thoughts on the eve of his April deployment most aptly demonstrate his devotion to his country, to his community, and to his fellow Marines. Brandon wrote, and I quote, "Fighting for our country, our brothers to the left and right, our friends and families back home, so that you can have the right for freedom and to live the American dream without fear of anything. Here comes a long journey into the unknown." It is certainly a very long journey for Brandon. Brandon is survived by his mother, Jessie, his father, John, and his younger siblings, Jacob and Michaela. It is my hope that during this extremely difficult time, Brandon's family and friends will find comfort in knowing that Americans everywhere appreciate deeply his sacrifice in defense of our country so that the rest of us may continue to live in peace and freedom. Brandon epitomized the best New Hampshire tradition of service, and his example will not soon be forgotten by those who were fortunate enough to have known him. I ask my colleagues and all Americans to join me in honoring the life and service of this brave young American, Brandon Garabrant. Thank you, Madam President. I yield the floor.